Hi, everyone. Welcome to Art and Talk. Thank you so much for being with us today. Today, you're in for a treat. We're going to be celebrating the solstice, which is today, December 21st, with our guest. Just a little heads up, if you're new to Art and Talk is all about meeting artists and being inspired. We hope you've had a moment to jump on our Art and Talk YouTube channel and check out some of our different artist videos, and we hope you draw inspiration from them and hope you enjoy them. We're an open platform that embraces traditional and spiritual arts. All right, so getting back to today being the solstice, and again, that's our focus for today on Art and Talk, to celebrate the solstice with our guest, who is a multi-dimensional artist residing in California in the Mount Shasta area. And we're going to be opening the show with an invitation to welcome the light of the solstice with our guest's beautiful flute playing. And then we'll be diving into her artwork and taking a look at some samples of her beautiful multidimensional art, finding out what it's all about. And we also have a video where we'll have a tour of her gallery space. I'm Leslie Sue, and thank you again so much for being with us. I'd like to welcome our guest for today, multidimensional artist Haruko Blue Star Child. Haruko, welcome.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome. We are delighted to have you here. All right, so let's get a little bit of a background, if we could, on you. I just wanted to kind of start off with a question that I've been wanting to ask you. So you're working in this multi-dimensional area, working with archangels, angels, different universes, star systems, and your beautiful drawings that we'll be exploring. Now, you also have a lot of formal education. You have a degree in photography, you have a BFA in photography, and you have a BA in advertising and an MFA in what is new genres?
New genre. Mm-hmm.
So you have this formal education through multiple degrees, and you're also, tapping into this beautiful source energy with your work. So now you started in 1999 in this multi-dimensional area. Can you give us a little background, Haruko, on what was going on before that? How did you even land in this type of art field?
Right. Yes. Well, the self-exploration started from photography, just to see through the world with a lens. I could observe myself, which world I am in, and it was a self-reflection through the lens to observe which world I want to create and which world I am in consciously and unconsciously, because all the world reflects the world that it's sometimes subconscious, unconscious, and I was intrigued to witness that through the camera. And then I got into the surrealism, and they did deal a lot with the unconscious and dream world, and I really enjoyed studying those artists in the surrealism field in the art history. That was in the art school time. Yeah. But I actually entered as a photographer in the master's degree art school. And I basically flunked that department because my photography was just so out of proportion, out of focus. It was just not conventional, traditional photography. But fortunately, there was the department called New Genre. That is where everybody, all the art students who couldn't fit into other departments, gathered there. And that's where I discovered myself more deeper. So, yeah.
Wow, what an interesting beginning. So photography was really like the opening space. And then you started to look into consciousness and the unconscious and the dream world and the surrealistic art. And then, as you were saying, you kind of moved out of photography because it just wasn't getting into a conventional mode that really kind of suited your your way that your soul wanted to express art, and then you found the new genre and kind of found your kind of like your home base.
Right, yes. Because there was an open space where you really need to stand up with your own uniqueness. And so that was a very challenging time, although there was a freedom. So we could do anything. We just, can run around naked, for example, in the town and make a video, but you have to have this point, a very strong point to prove your uniqueness in a way. So that was a good training there. And that's when I started to create some interesting toys using the figure of bunnies and bears. It's very strange, but that's how it happened. And as I was designing the toys, I actually got into the drawing itself, the sketching itself. So I was doing a lot of sketches with bunnies, for example. And so I can show you like just a simple example of how I started. I don't know if you can see. So this one was like one of the big toy I wanted to make, but end up to be just the sketches. And it's just that the bunny world was expanded in my sketchbook. And many people say, you go to the rabbit holes, and I sort of feel like I went to different kind of bunny holes to explore different worlds. So it's very much like a fairy tale story, but that's how it started.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's invite the light of the solstice in, and through your beautiful flute playing. So that's another avenue of your art is you have your visual art and you also have your flute playing. So looking at the solstice and bringing in the light, should we set an intention here for blessings? What's your feel?
Yes, I feel that the solstice is the day of the darkness is the longest. And the darkness is actually, I see it as like a womb of mother. And it's a very warm, nurturing, safe place. And so I like to allow ourselves to be in this beautiful darkness, the mother's womb, and feel peace in that space. And that's where the life begins, right? And we'd like to witness the life within us in this darkness, a beautiful light that we all have, and then expand this light within us all and then into the world. That's my intention with the flute music.
Beautiful. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Oh, I hope you could hear it well.
Yeah, we could. There's a few little, typical little zoom in and outs, but by and large, the flute was heard pretty well. And I love the intention that you said. You really set the stage nicely, kind of being safe and nurtured in the mother's womb, and just that like empty space, and then also bringing into the light and blessing our lives and for everyone and for the earth, of course. Certainly something that pretty much everybody needs right now. So thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So Haruko, let's talk a little bit about your drawings, your artwork. In your bio, you mentioned so many wonderful aspects, such as that you feel that you're a bridge to bring in almost like heaven, earth, to help to open the mind and hearts of people. There's also activations within your artwork as well to for the viewer to reach unlimited potential in the now. Can you share a little bit about what's going on in your artwork before we take a look at it?
What's going on with the artwork?
Mm-hmm.
So when I started in 1999, I was not aware of any other world or other dimensions. Like I didn't believe in fairies or angels or other star system that it has a living life, and I thought it was just the imagination. But through the imagination, I started to realize that you can connect to that world. And there was a confirmations, once in a while when I was drawing something, and people who can feel or see them, they confirm that, oh, this is what I saw, and you're drawing them. And so little by little from those confirmation, I started to feel more how do you say, the solid belief that our imagination is the bridge to the other world, to to understand, to receive the information, to really visualize, and actually you can feel their presence. So as I was drawing, for example, when I was drawing angels, I was not really believing in angels, but it just felt like drawing because I just follow the feeling. But when I'm drawing, I feel the presence. So years and years of doing drawing and feeling the world that I am drawing, I feel like I'm sort of teaching myself in a way. They are my teachers, the way showers. And so I started from not knowing anything, and I'm not saying I know everything now, but I feel like I am introduced to many of the world that was not in my consciousness with my awareness. And so they just opened my mind and my heart. And if they do that, then I feel that the drawing can do that for others. And I have been witnessing that also, and which is very beautiful.
So it sounds like, Haruko, that you just really followed a feeling. you didn't kind of listen to your mind, so to speak, that was, as you were saying, was kind of in a state of somewhat disbelief, but you followed along with the feeling. And then as you were sharing, when you're actually drawing, you're feeling the presence of like an angel or the fairies or, these cosmic beings. And then you were getting confirmations from others. So it seems like step by step, you were just really, really led. And then you felt like it was opening you up, and then it was opening others up, which is, of course, always a win-win situation.
Yes, indeed.
Tell us about the materials that you use. And you work very large scale in many of your works. Some of them are 8 feet or 10 feet. So talk to us a little bit about the materials and a little bit about how you go about creating your works. And then we'll take a tour of your studio.
Sure. Okay. So I found this material in the art school, in the graduate school where I was attending. And it was just convenient for me because I could trace. It's called mylar or acetate. And it's a big sheet of, roll of the paper. And I was told that printmaking people use that material in some kind of process. But I just wanted to draw directly on it. And I was not very much thinking ahead, but for the convenience of, I can roll them up and it's very durable. I can have a light from behind. And I just like the size, because when I'm drawing either on the wall or on the floor, I can dive deeply into that world itself. My body is on the drawing, so I really like this material, and I just use a pen and pencil, but I start with the sketches with a pencil, and it's all freehand. I don't use any tools or compass. I just like to bring all my feeling into, through my hands into the paper. So that's what I used as a material, I guess.
Let's go ahead and show this video, and it's basically really getting a feel and a tour of your gallery space. Is there anything you'd like to share with us before we pull it up? Sure.
So my gallery is not just like a gallery, the art is on the wall, I always wanted to create this installation in a way. The whole space becomes a multi-dimensional. And many of my large artworks are on the walls, and they have this special energy coming through each of them. And they create this amazing space where you can feel something. And so that's what I am creating and holding the space here in my gallery.
All right, let's go ahead and show the video. Give me just a second, and we'll pull it up.
Welcome to Blue Star Child Gallery.
Wow.
It was a very quick tour.
Oh, that was great though, because we also got to see, get a feel for the scale of many of your drawings. We were saying many are large scale, and also you were going up close because we could see the detail, like kind of seeing the whole mystical bunny world and all the different like shapes and designs and the whole flow of your art. In your bio, I have a question, Haruko.
Yes.
So the artworks are designed specifically to awaken deep soul memories so that we are awakened to who we are. So there's a real deep, like sacred purpose in your art for you and for us as the viewer.
Yes. And of course, I didn't know that, but that's something that I gradually realized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I was wondering, where do you start with these typically? And is there a specific process? Is each one kind of spontaneous? I know you mentioned that you do start with a preliminary sketch. It's all freehand. You're not using any other tools. Do you start in the center and work out? Do you work top down? Is it just in the moment, how you're guided? What can you tap us into a little bit about, like, you're actually creating one of these? What is the flow of your drawing as you're creating?
So most of the time I draw on sketchbook, which is about 11 by 14 sizes. Mm-hmm. And so I accumulate many sketches. But when I feel the theme for the large one, then I collect those drawings from the past years. And I kind of feel, it's like a feeling, like, when you're cooking, you kind of mix these ingredients. Oh, this one goes together. It's kind of like that. And I collage them on the paper, the large one, to have the sense of the proportion, which sketch is gonna go to the middle, the bottom. And so it's just process one by one after realizing the theme and putting all the sketches together and combine them and find the proportion as I go along with, making the whole design. I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah, so once the theme is established, you take your sketches, and it's almost like pieces of a puzzle. You start to maybe play with them a little bit and start to determine where you feel like they look the best, and that kind of dictates in a way the process.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So
let's go ahead and take a look at some of your work, and if you could share with us what's going on with the different themes in the art.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and put them up. All right.
Right. This is called 13th Phoenix Rising. Well, 13 is a sacred number, so I chose that. And the phoenix, phoenix is like a phoenix rise from the ashes. And I drew this one when I felt the inspiration, or more like a wisdom. I received a lot of wisdom from my drawing. The wisdom of this drawing is that we are now rising, in this time of transition on the earth. We are experiencing every, hardship, every pain, or every, suffering in a way sometimes, or fear, all kinds of things we experience. But within the experience, we learn and grow and bring that whole wisdom and courage to rise from our heart. And so, it's like rising from ashes, and we're going to create this amazing resurrection, on the earth. That was the story and the wisdom from this drawing. So there's a lot of intensity that you can feel, and the details and directions. So
I love this story and the resurrection and all the different symbolism and the meaning that comes through as you're sharing and elaborating in your work with the Phoenix Rising. So there's also a message of hope and a message of encouragement.
Yes. And I drew this one about in 2009 or 8, something around there. And yes, I was already feeling the shift, that we're going through.
Now, you said you created this in 2009, looking at the whole theme of the phoenix and rising above the ashes. So now taking us into Solstice Day, 2021, what can you tap into the evolution and change that you've experienced and also through your art?
Yes, through my art, all I see is the future that we are creating, which is so bright and filled with happiness and joy and health and abundance and expansion of our consciousness. And right now, as we all, many of us are aware that things are changing, the old is collapsing because the old way was, not very much heart center. It was more of a power center, I think, more of many of the greed or limitation of limitation, the belief that we are limited, we are powerless, we have to work from 9 to 5 in order to survive. It's not like that. The future that we are creating align with the new heart center. We are going to just be in a much more easy flow support system of, with love and beauty. That's what I see through my drawing, and that's what's happening in a way, not only this day solstice, but we all are awakening into the dawn of spiritual awakening, dawn of awakening into the heart-centered way of life.
Yeah, so beautiful, the awakening into the heart-centered way of life. Just beautiful. And it looks, Haruko, that this is perhaps one of the large scale, maybe one of like the 8 feet. Is that correct? And it's
Yes.
just, okay. And it's so complex. It's all these worlds, but yet it's amazing how you unify it. It's cohesive. And I love the beautiful message, about future timeline and all the beauty and expansion and heart awakening. It's such a beautiful message.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. Okay.
Oh, this one is it's called Cosmic Soup, and there's so much details that I don't know if you can all see that. But the wisdom I can share is that we are everybody is valuable. Like, this is called cosmic soup. The reason why is that each of us is a valuable, precious ingredients in this soup. And one of us is missing, then the cosmic soup is not delicious. So while I was drawing, I could feel this, the value of each of us, everybody, every animal are so valuable. And we are creating this whole beautiful drama, the story on the earth.
And so mystical with all these magical beings. It's just this amazing play of creativity and bliss and artistry.
Yes, that's another thing about drawing this cosmic artwork, is that we all kind of forgot how to be playful, and just be like a child again and be in the wonder of this life and enjoy life and choose the things that you love to do. You feel joy in the heart, and when we all do that, then we create this beautiful world. So that has been, the great teaching from my drawings as well.
Yeah, this is amazing, so beautiful. All right.
Yeah, that's me, feels like sometimes.
That's how you feel when you're actually in creating your art.
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing, particularly with this one, for example, Haruko, is that you're just doing this freehand because there's a lot of repetition of line and shape and whatnot. And that's just amazing that you just kind of get into that flow and execute it, in such a skillful manner.
Well, again, this is traceable, so I can have the, sketches on the bottom and trace on this paper as well.
Right, right.
So,
Okay.
And this one is called Peace on Earth. And I started to ask the question, how does the peace in America look like? And that's how I started the sketches, and end up the title become The Peace on Earth. And in the center, there's the flower looking things. On the top of the flower looking things, there's the divine feminine aspects. And on the bottom of the flower looking thing is the divine masculine aspects. And so then the peace on earth, how does it gonna get manifested? Well, it used to be the masculine oppressing the feminine and controlling, but that's totally got flipped, upside down. And now the feminine is expressing freely, and the divine masculine is supporting that expression. And in that way, we can create this abundance of life, beauty, and joy. And so if you can see the both sides of from the center, there's the both sides of things hanging. That is actually a sword, like a fighting sword. But that sword is not necessary anymore. So that turns into lotus flower. And on the very, very bottom of the base, there is beings, very great beings in the multidimensional world, watching over and holding the space for the earth to create this peace. And we are all doing this right now.
And this has
That's the story.
Yeah, I love it. I love the whole theme and everything that you're sharing. And also feels, Haruko, there almost has like an aerial perspective to it. I feel like I'm up above, kind of looking down at like this, like almost like a sacred map.
Yeah, that's exactly how it looks like too.
And I'm also wondering, Haruko, so just going back into the process. So you're taking your sketches and placing them strategically onto the large scale paper. Now, do you adhere strictly to the sketches, or do you sometimes add, is there some like, add-ons, like you're all of a sudden, like maybe you get a different idea of, or is it, strictly working with the preliminary sketches to create it? In other words, is there any like kind of like liberty beyond that, or do you just kind of like,
yeah, yes. So for example, this one, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe came from the 6 sketches. So the center piece and the top piece and the bottom piece, and then the sword, sword, the design of sword, and then on the both sides there's this circling things. I place them and then figure out the rest of it. It just comes through like, have the portion of, parts of the, the pieces, and then you can figure out the rest of the lines, how they're going to connect with each other. And then new design appears. For example, on the very bottom, is not from the sketches. It just came through while I was, working on this large drawing. So it's sort of like the small sketches are the hint how this large one is going to be expanding into.
I see. And this has a more of a symmetrical feel to it.
Yes,
Mhm.
I like the symmetrical. I don't know why. Some of them I feel like there's a divine feminine and a masculine aspect of our body. Left side of our body is a divine feminine, and right side of the body is a masculine. And then brain is left side is mind, is it? And the right side is more logic, more like intuition, right side of the brain. So there's this balance of left and right that is very important. So as the masculine and feminine. So I like that focus, and so I tend to create a lot of symmetrical drawing as well.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. As you know, you've been sharing about the divine feminine and divine masculine, and showing that, in symmetry and balance. So as you're sharing, your art really comes alive, and really appreciate all that you're sharing. So we get a lot of insights into the meaning of your beautiful art, and all that it represents, as well as how you create it. And this looks like something I would want to stand in front of and just like really study it, because there's so many aspects to it. It's just, it's
Yes,
like this vast world that you've created, and you bring us like into it. And it's like I'm like looking, and I'm feeling, and I'm thinking, and it's like, and it has like a beautiful kind of like stirring within.
yes, thank you. um I have been looking at this for many, many years, and I still find something new, visually, and also in the feeling, I feel something new. And so, and then I invite many people in the gallery, and many of the people have different interpretation or different impression from the drawing.
Mhm.
So the story I share is a one story, and you can feel something else as well, which has more. It has more flexibility. It's multidimensional, so there's no one answer, one story, and everybody can feel what they can feel, and that's the most beautiful thing about my drawings.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think we have one more to look at. Okay.
This is Universal Mother. And the story of this is on the bottom part is like an inner child. And there's this little tiny things all over the place. And that's like every life experience, children just experience anything and learn and grow. And on the top part is the Divine Mother, embracing and holding the space and loving everything the child does. And that's the smaller way of look at, but also it's a universal mother. So she has this vast wisdom, and her love is expanding to the edge of the universes. I don't know how big they are, but she's just there holding the space. And each of us, or each planet, each star system experience something. She's there holding the space and also embracing all the wisdom that children are learning. And so it's really the teaching of unconditional love, and really embracing our life in an unconditional way.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. What an honor to the Universal Mother. And then again, it's a theme that's also been prevalent in the artwork we just looked at, and also for your beautiful flute playing. The intention that you set was also to kind of go into the womb space of the Divine Mother, and just kind of be held and caressed there, and also brought into the light. So it's a beautiful theme that I see kind of surfacing again, that plays an important role in your art, Haruko.
Yes, that's what I feel too. I was not aware of how much the feminine aspect that I am drawing. Uh, and I have different drawing, like sun goddess, or goddess riding on dragon, or many other mother feminine energy. And I am realizing that's what's really rising on the earth, because it's been all masculine in the past, control and oppressive, wrong side of masculine. Masculine can be very nurturing as well. So I think with a divine mother essence, we are bringing back the nurturing, more unconditionally loving, motherly essence on the earth. And through the drawing, I can witness that as well.
That's beautiful. Before we move on into something else and look at some of your gallery space that you're currently in, I'm wondering, because this is such a sacred art, although all art is sacred, but there's really this focus here and this like kind of cosmic focus, and also activations and heart opening and mind opening and all that you've been beautifully expressing. I'm wondering, when you go into your studio space and you're getting ready to create and channeling this through and representing, as you said, like a bridge and purity and innocence and beauty. Do you have any rituals that you practice so that you go into your art with an open heart, with an open mind? Anything that you do to kind of center yourself and then proceed into your art? Does any of that take place, Haruko?
Sure, thank you for asking. Well, I don't have much formal way to get into my space, but two things I can share is that one is really to spend time a lot in the nature, because nature has this beautiful harmony and feminine as well, and feel that oneness in the nature is really important for me to bring through this essence, the energy from my hand as a drawing or painting. Another part is very important: be playful like a child. And most of the grown-ups, we have to paint right, we have to do this right, I have to impress others, all that mind chat, and that takes away our childlike innocence and curiosity and playfulness. And so when I don't have that, I can't really flow with my expression. And it's a practice, it's easy to speak about it, but to embody that and do that, I can't really do that every day. Sometimes there's this downtime, but it's okay. And you just enjoy this human flow of experience. Every day is different, but the focus is to be really in wonder with my life and be grateful and be happy in as much as I can be, and feel the joy like a child, and curiosity of what's going to happen today, what I'm going to draw today, what's going to pop out on the sketchbook. And so joyful anticipation is another key, like a child. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Joyful anticipation like a child. So beautifully said, Haruko. We have a few more minutes, so if you would be kind enough to show us something perhaps you'd like to share with us that's in your gallery space, art piece, something detail, whatever it is that you'd like to show us.
Okay. Well, let's see. I thought I gave you the painting with the big sun. Did I?
I don't think so. I think we did it all the way.
Okay. Well, I'd like to show well, there's so many things I like to show. But since we did a lot of drawings, I like to show this painting of the new earth. And here you go. Hold on. Turn. Okay, here you go. This one is very playful. childlike drawing, painting called Greeting from the New Earth. And this is what I visualized. And, as an artist, I really feel that imagination is so important. It's the key to create the future. And this is the future that I am creating through my art and through my life. And, we all can do that through the imagination. And so I just wanted to show the future that I've imagined and visualized, and I totally feel it. This is what we are going to create, and we are creating. So
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. I can show you this angelic drawing. This is one of my favorite. If you can see in the center, there is the Mother Earth. Let's see if I can. And on the both side of the Mother Earth, there are angelic beings supporting her. And we are rising our, vibration by opening our heart. And so all these beings on the side, they are the cheerleaders, the cosmic supporters. Okay. Would you like to see more or?
Yeah, absolutely. We still have a few more minutes before we need to wrap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me go to the other room.
You have a large gallery space, Haruko.
Yes, I am very fortunate. It's about 1,500 square feet. So there's so much to explore. And this is called Stargate of Golden Age. So what I understand is the Golden Age is our future. Everybody is, awakening to who we truly are, which is, we are the light and the creator of life. And so step by step, we learned and grew. And finally, we go through this open heart and go through this gate, Stargate, and co-create this beautiful golden age on the earth. And each of us are the Stargate. So that was the drawing.
So intricately beautiful. Love that, the Stargate, the whole portal through the heart. It's just amazing. Let's go ahead and maybe take a look at one more, Haruko, and then we'll need to close out the show.
Okay.
This is wonderful.
This one is called Divine Feminine Design. You don't need to really understand it. We can just feel it. Yeah. So
Thank you. That was amazing, Haruko. Wow.
oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, really feeling the whole mystical connection and opening. And I'm just so grateful that you came on, and it just tied into the cosmological event and cyclical event in nature with the solstice. That's such a beautiful pairing. We do need to close out the show. I just wanted to mention that you have music that's available for sale with your beautiful Native American flute playing, and that you also use your voice as well. And I've heard you singing, and it's just beautiful. And you also do soul essence portraits. So
Yes.
let us know how we can stay connected with you. Someone's watching and they want to commission you for that. They want to purchase your music. Just stay connected with you as well on social media. Let us know all your different links and anything else that you'd like to add as we wrap up the show.
Sure. You can find me on Facebook, Haruko Blue Star Child. And there are a lot of videos that I do. Also part of the sound healing that I offer. There's a recording of that, as well as sharing my drawing or painting. So you can see what's happening with me through the Facebook, and also to order the Soul Essence portrait through my website, www.bluestarchild.com or bluestarchildgallery.com. And Soul Essence portrait is like, we are spark of light when we are created. Everybody's spark of light, no exception. And we are all beautiful. And within the spark of light, there's a specific design because we all have specific, unique gift. So I feel that and then capture it in a very precious size 4.5 by 6 inches card. And I write down some words that I receive on the back of the Soul Essence design. So
Wonderful. Oh my gosh, this has been so amazing to connect with you and for you to share this whole imaginative, vivid, creative, multidimensional world with us, and encouraging us as we were going back into the beginning of the video, that it also activates and helps us to awaken to the full potential that we are. And also the beautiful messages of the new earth and the golden age and opening the heart. So many beautiful messages in your amazing art, Haruko. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
oh, thank you for being an amazing interviewer. And my English is not so perfect and I get nervous, but you just, say it in a very beautiful way and describe, me as an artist. So I really appreciate what you do and spreading the light through my artwork as well.
Thank you. Well, you did an amazing job. I also wanted to add that because I was on your YouTube channel, and you also use.
Oh yes, I forgot.
Yeah, you use your photography. Also, I saw some beautiful images related to the Pleiadians, Mount Shasta, and also coordinated with your music. So if you're into the Pleiadians, you definitely want to check out Haruko's YouTube channel. And there's also a lot more on your YouTube channel. And how can people find you on YouTube?
Oh, you can just type in Haruko Blue Star Child and you can find my channel.
Okay, all right, very good. I just wanted to add that on there. All right, so any last little bit that you'd like to add, Haruko, as we close out? And thank you again for helping us celebrate the solstice, and of course sharing your beautiful art and your music. Any last few words?
No, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. And yes, many blessings to you and all, and have a peaceful, magical, and yummiest holiday season, the Christmas time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Haruko. Great to connect with you. Thank you. All right.
Likewise.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching Art and Talk today and celebrating the solstice with us. You can stay connected with us on our YouTube channel, Art and Talk. You can also find us on Facebook. Please subscribe, like, and share. We appreciate your support. And have a wonderful solstice wherever you are, and many blessings. And we'll talk soon on the next Art and Talk. Until then, be well and be blessed.